Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going on a stakeout, and then we have to meet a woman at the courthouse to have a title transfer with a lien put on it, and we're getting her payment from her. And then we gotta run to Walmart, get some more printer ink, and get some paperwork printed out. I'm gonna show y'all some of the paperwork today on the video. And but so what I mean by going on the stakeout, we happen to have a woman that today was her first payment that she was supposed to make. The GPS is now saying that it's not connected right. So I believe this woman has messed with the GPS and unplugged it so that I couldn't see where the vehicle was. And I assume that she's done this because of not wanting to make the payment on the car. It was her first payment, and that usually tells you how the person is going to be if they're late on the first payment, or if they don't try to make the first payment at all, if they don't contact you on the day of making the payment. So we're going to go stake this woman out today, go to the known addresses that we do have. We got about 3 different places that we're going to go look at to see if we can spot this car. We're not going to repo this car today. We just want to get an idea of if it looks like she's trying to hide it or what's going on there, so we know where we want to go, how we want to take this farther into action on what we want to do with this situation. So we're going to see if we can see this thing today. And as of right now, I got to get going so I can meet this woman at the courthouse. We're getting that title transferred over. This is a woman on payments. She's our oldest account on payments. We're getting her vehicle transferred over into her name with the lien on it. And she's going to go ahead and make her payment today. This is Friday. And then her payment is actually on Monday, and she's going to pay it early since we're meeting her there at the courthouse. So we got to get going, and we'll pick back up at the courthouse where we're transferring this title at. And then stakeout is coming later on, so make sure you stick around and see what happens today. Alright, we got you sitting up there on the dash mount that we just bought the other day. Now, we just finished this title transfer in the courthouse. We've got that woman all squared up and ready to go now. And we're headed down there to where this woman supposedly might have messed with this GPS. We're not for sure yet if she messed with it or if she's in a bad signal spot or what the case is, but we're going to go find out. Going to do a little bit of a stakeout just to kind of see her known addresses and see if she's in one of them places. Get a look at it to see if she maybe is possibly blocking this car in where it's parked at because she knows she's not going to make the payment, just to get somewhat of an idea of what we're looking at here. If she might pay late or if she's not planning on paying at all, we might be able to tell that just from being able to go see where this car is. If it's possible to locate it, we might not even be able to find out where it is. But so that's what we're fixing to go do right now. We're on our way to the town she lives in, and other than that, today we got to make a stop at Walmart, and that's going to be the same town she's living in. That we're going to go to that Walmart, and we've got to get some more printer ink and stuff like that, and then we got to go print out some paperwork and get a couple forms printed back out that we're missing and we ran out of. So I will pick back up when we're at this customer's spot that the car might be at. And I'll let you know if we see this thing where it's parked at or not. I'm gonna get close to the address, but try to stay back a street over or something like that, just so that they don't see me trying in the neighborhood thinking that I'm gonna repo it, because I don't want them having an advantage over trying to hide this thing because of seeing me. So we're gonna get a look at it from a distance to see if we see where it's at. And so we'll pick up when we get to the address that it's supposed to be at where she lives at, and I'll let y'all see what happens. So we'll be back in a minute. Alright, so she actually just finally caught us today, and she's at the courthouse in the town that she lives in. So we're supposed to be able to meet her up there at the courthouse. She's going to give us the payment, so that'll take care of it. The GPS isn't working, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. We're going to see if she's in the car, and then if we can locate it when we're looking at it to see if it's working or not. I don't know what the issue is with the GPS, but luckily she did call us, so we're going to go up there. We're going to see if she's going to give us this payment, and hopefully everything goes good and we get the payment from her, and that'll be good to go for 2 weeks until her next payment. This might be a future problem that we have when she doesn't make her payment if the GPS isn't working, but I don't know if there's much I can do about that. I don't want to say something about the GPS and ask her if I can look at it and stuff like that, because then she's going to know where the GPS is, and then she definitely will unplug it if it isn't working right. I mean, if it is working and it starts working later on, then she's definitely going to unplug it and take it out if she watches me look at it to see if it's still plugged in or not. So I'll be back in a minute. We're going to pull up to the courthouse and see if we can get this payment, and then I'll let y'all know what happens. All right, we just got back in the vehicle. If you can see right there, we're at the courthouse here in this town, and we just got the payment right here. We have it, but on our phone, if I can show you this right there, it's not wanting to still pick the vehicle's location up, and she's right over around this corner of this. She's right around that corner right there, and she's in the vehicle, but it's not showing the location on this GPS for some reason. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try calling the GPS people and tell them that the GPS is not reading the location, and see if there's something that they can do to fix that. See if there's something they can do to fix this, because I need to know where this GPS is. I need this GPS to be showing me where that car is. It's frustrating. The car's right there, and I can't see on GPS where it's at. But she made the payment, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. I'll just have to wait until the next payment to see what happens with it, because I'm not going to go up there and start messing with the GPS and stuff, letting her know exactly where it is so that she can take it out, because we got to get out of here real fast. I'll be right back as soon as I back out. Alright, we're back. They've already left that spot since I've been sitting there, so obviously they paid the payment and got out of there. But so it's a little bit of a crappy situation. I can't be sitting there showing her where the GPS everything is, because then she's going to take it right out of there if she decides she don't want to pay it. And I feel like the GPS messed up on its own. It might not have been them that did that, because I don't think she would have messed with the GPS knowing that she's going to pay the payment. That just don't make sense to me. Y'all can comment down below what you think about this situation. We got GPS not working in a car, and this is our first one that's messed up on us. The other ones worked pretty good, but now we got one that's not working. But she made the payment. I was afraid she wasn't going to make the payment and we wouldn't be able to find it, but she made it, so it's not that big of a deal until the next payment. The next payment, it could be a problem if she doesn't want to pay it no more. So y'all can comment down below what you think I should do in this kind of situation, and see what everybody's thoughts are on that. So we're going to get to Walmart right now. We're not that far from it. We're going to get the printer ink and stuff we need, and then we're going to get back to the office, and then we're going to talk about some cars that sold at the car lot and give you a little bit of an update on the car lot. So we'll be back in just a little bit when we get back to the office. Alright, we made it back to the car lot. We got our printer ink picked up from Walmart. We got a couple other things from there, and then we headed on back. The printer ink right here, that stuff is $50 for them, for five different cartridges that the printer is supposed to have. For some reason, you got to have all the colors, even though you always print black and white, like that right there. Always print black and white, but somehow it still uses all the colors. I don't know why that is. I've got to try to switch to toner from the LaserJet printers. I didn't know a whole lot about printers when I bought mine, so I really think I need to switch over to a LaserJet printer so that I can have the toners in it instead of ink cartridges. Let me know if you know anything about that. What do you recommend having? Would you rather have ink cartridges, or would you rather have toner? To me, from what I've seen, it looks like the toner is cheaper than having to get the ink all the time, so I'm probably going to try to make that switch over to that. Other than that, we've got some paperwork that we got to print out, because we've ran out of our finance contracts, and I'll show you that as we're making them, and just what all my paperwork is that I use when I'm financing these cars. And then the cash sale cars are really simple, but I'll show you that too. Like it's only 3 papers, and then you give them the title if it's cash, and then that is a done deal. You sold the car and you're good, and I'll show you that because I think a couple of y'all want to see that, so I'll go ahead and show that. And then I'll give a little walk around of the car lot, let you see what cars we have. I don't want to talk too long here, so it's not so boring with all the talking. So let me show you the car lot real fast and show you what cars we have now. Got the camera flipped around here. We got this '07 PT Cruiser. That's a pretty nice vehicle. We've had this one for about 2 weeks now, I believe. Still got the van. Have that for way too long now. We're still trying to sell it. We've got this one right here. That was a rewind on ACV. I'll tell you about that in just a second. Focus has got a problem that I'll tell you about. We've got a Bug '04 with low miles, but it's got a problem too. So let's go in and talk about that. Alright, so starting off, we got the PT Cruiser still. That's for sale. We're trying to do 8 down on it, or 25 cash for that one right there. It's got 132,000 miles on it. Then we've got the van that I showed you out there. That's a '03 Chevy Venture. The miles aren't actual miles, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, they're not. And then it's a little bit rough. It's got back brakes that needs changed out really bad. So that still hasn't sold because we've had 2 people test drive, but they just can't get past it needing brakes. So they don't want to do the 6 down on it that we're trying to do, because we're trying to do 6 down or 22 cash on that one. And then we got that Mercury Mariner that was sitting out there at the other one that y'all seen. That was an unwind on ACV. We bought that vehicle. They never gave us a title for that vehicle, so it was past the 30 days that they had to provide a title for it. So we unwound the deal. We got all our money back, and then it sit here for like 2 or 3 months without them ever coming and picking up like they were supposed to, because the original seller was supposed to have a transport come and pick the vehicle up and take it back to his lot. They never did that, so it sit here for like 2 or 3 months, and I just really wasn't worried about it because it just looked like an extra vehicle out there, and everybody asked about it. And that was I was getting a little bit tired of that, and I just told them all that it was already sold and it wasn't for sale on the lot. So now we got the Focus that was sitting out there. That one's got a rusted out back subframe on it. So I haven't never been able to decide if I want to change that out, if I want to part the vehicle out, if I just want to try to sell it through the auction, because that back frame is on the subframe is rusted out to where the tires both bend out like this right here. The tops and the bottom of the tires out, and it's not safe at all. The tire will probably eventually break off of it because there's no axle. It's all part of the subframe with the tires. And so it's not a safe vehicle. It's got to be fixed or sold for parts or something else like that. I'm thinking about cutting the cat off of that vehicle and seeing what I can get for the cat, and then parting the rest of it out. And then after I sell some parts off of it, just scrap it out for the rest of it and go about it like that, because it's been here for about 2-3 months and it's just way too long. So we need to get all this long tail inventory off of the lot and refresh everything with new stuff, stuff that people's never seen before. And then I've got a Grand Prix that is sitting down at the mechanic. That is a whole nother problem right there. Let me tell you about that right now. Alright, so the real fast first, the Bug has an overheating problem. I don't know if it's the radiator or something else going on with it. It seems like it's overheating, but it doesn't have a temperature gauge on it. It just has a temperature logo thing that pops up on the dash, and I think it's supposed to stay blue because it's blue when you first start it, and then once or twice it turned red, and I'm pretty sure that's supposed to mean that it's overheating. And it seemed like it was overheating, and then it was having trouble staying running. It just was like putting and stuff like that, like it wanted to die. So that's what's wrong with the Bug. So it's not for sale yet. We got to get it figured out. And then we got the Grand Prix that's overheating on us. and it's sitting at the mechanic, and it's got to be checked out and have it fixed so that it can be out on payments with the rest of them. And so the mechanic problem, the situation with our mechanic is that our mechanic ended up getting COVID, and he was put into the hospital, and then he was put onto a vent because he was having trouble breathing because it was getting so bad. And so hopefully he gets better, but it puts us at a situation where now we don't have a mechanic because he was my main guy that I used, and I used him for everything that I had fixed because he was really good at doing it. I trusted him with it, and he never seemed to overcharge or anything else like that. And I had left another guy that was fixing my stuff because he was overcharging all the time, because no matter what he fixed, it was always $200, and I knew that wasn't right. And then so it was a lot better with the new mechanic I started using. He was a previous guy that I used before when I was a lot younger, and so I'm stuck at a spot where I'm going to have to figure out a new mechanic that I'm going to use to get this stuff fixed and up and running again, so that I can get this stuff sold out, because that's a big part of what I do, is constantly having more and more vehicles that I have to have something fixed on. And so that put me in a little bit of a bind, and I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do about that. And hopefully he does get better though. And we've got we got 7 cars out on payments right now. Let me move back to the front office, and I'm going to tell you about all the people on payments. So we have 7 people that's making payments right now. If you watched the earlier videos, I had one repo that I did, and that was the woman we just met today. And we got her transferred on the title with the new vehicle that we put her in, because we repoed that white Grand Am from her that was on the previous video, and we put her into a new one and got her back out on payments again with a new vehicle, because she was having a lot of problems with the car that she had. And then we had that vehicle fixed, and we put it out on payments with a new person, and that dude's been doing really good with that car, and he hasn't had problems like she was because we had all that stuff fixed on it. So that was a really good workout. So she was the one that we had the title transferred on today, and she's been doing really good with her payments now that she's in a better vehicle. And so she's on payments, and we got 6 other people than her on payments, so we're at 7. And we've just got one person right now that is behind on her payments, and she's fixing to be to her second payment, and she hasn't made the first one yet. So she's going to be one that we're fixing to have to repo if she doesn't come up with the payment this weekend, because Monday will be her next payment, and she hasn't made the payment before that. So if y'all, I'm sorry to disappoint you on that stakeout. We didn't end up getting to do that. But it's really good that worked out, and she made her payment on that vehicle. So if y'all was wanting to see a repo, make sure y'all stick along and watch, because we're going to have a repo coming up pretty soon. Because I don't think she's going to pay it, because she started getting into where she ignores my text messages and phone calls. So she's probably going to be repoed this weekend, so make sure y'all watch for that. It'll probably hit the channel the beginning of the week after I repo that thing and get that video edited and put up. So make sure y'all watch for that. We're going to get this paperwork printed out, and then we're going to wrap up today. We've had a pretty long day. We started early this morning, so we're going to get this stuff printed off, and then we're going to get out of here for the day and go relax at the house. And if y'all haven't seen, I got some videos about my house on here. If y'all haven't seen that, y'all can go check that out. We're renovating the house that we just bought, trying to get it looking a little bit nicer. So y'all can go check that out if y'all haven't seen that. We've got 2 or 3 videos on that. I'm pretty sure it's called bought a flip house, something like that. So y'all can go check that out. We got a video painting the house and stuff like that. So give the video a thumbs up if you like the video. Let me know what y'all think about the channel. I'm trying to keep from being boring, get a lot of stuff out there that other people's not showing y'all. So we'll see y'all in the next video. We're going to print this stuff out. I'll show you the paperwork real fast, and then we're going to wrap this video up. Alright, we got them things changed out in there. Sit that on back down, and she'll be ready to go. Alright, so for the paperwork, you got right here is the buyer's guide. You just make sure that you have as is, no dealer warranty. You have the person sign that. That'll be with every vehicle. Back of it, after the buyer's guide, you've got, that just says the stuff that it can have wrong with it, so that they know that. Then you'll have your bill of sale paper, and then you'll have your finance contract. It will say your finance charge, the amount financed, total payments, down payment, cash price, all that stuff, the customer information, then having them sign. Then that's just all the legal stuff that's on there, and you just sign the bottom. Then I've got the agreement for the GPS, and you just put their information. Then you have initials on there. Second paper for GPS, initials again, so that they know, they know that there's a GPS, but you don't have to actually say that there is. Well, so that's all the paperwork, though. It's pretty simple after you do it a couple of times. It's not that much to it like you think there is at the beginning. You get so used to all of it that it's not that big of a deal no more. So you got the buyer's guide. You want them to sign that so that they know that it's as is and there's nothing that they can do to get you to cover anything that messes up. Then you got your bill of sale that just shows that you sold the vehicle to them. That's it. And then if it's cash, that's all you need is buyer's guide, bill of sale. If you're in Kentucky like me, I don't know how other states are. You would have to find that out specific for your state. But for my state, that's how it is. Buyer's guide, bill of sale for cash. And then if you're financing, you got your buyer's guide, bill of sale, and then your contract, and then your GPS disclosure. And you could have a couple more things. If you're in another state, you'll have your odometer, your mileage paper that'll show what the miles are on the vehicle, and you can put exempt on 10 years or older, but that law is trying to change right now, so that could be changing soon. But that's pretty much all you need. I don't use software just because I wanted to eliminate having to have Wi-Fi at the car lot, and I didn't want to have to go buy a computer, and I didn't want to have to pay for the software. So for like $200 less a month, I can do it on paper myself. I figured it out what papers I needed, so I do it without all that other stuff. So $200 less a month is a lot better for me because I'm not that big. I didn't start with a lot of money, so it's easier to cover the monthly bills with just getting started. And when I grow to more people on payments, then I will get that stuff. But right now, it doesn't make sense to have that much more overhead when I don't have to have it. I'm only here to show vehicles and to take payments most of the time. And then just when I'm getting the cars ready, I don't say open all week or nothing like that. So it just doesn't make sense to have all that right now. And I don't have an air conditioner in this car lot yet, and it's really hot in here. But I just deal with it for now until I get more people on payments to cover the higher overhead and the cost of getting more stuff. So it's a learn and grow type of deal. So you learn more, you grow the business, and then you get more expenses as you go, and you don't go dump yourself straight into it at the beginning with so much stuff that you can't afford the overhead. Because my first time doing the car lot, that's what I did, and my overhead was so high that there was no chance of me even keeping up with it, and I quickly got behind and just couldn't get back up. So this time I did stuff as cheap as possible, and it's worked out for me. And I hope these videos help you out if you was looking for more information. But that's a little look at the paperwork. If you got any questions, make sure you just comment them down below and let me know. And I'll make a specific video for that. I'll go over this paperwork probably one more time in another video in case people miss it, because it's not specific for that one thing. So I might go over paperwork one more time, maybe go over GPSs one more time. But so I hope y'all like the video. Please subscribe and stick around for whatever hits us and comes at us. Stuff's always going on, a lot of drama all the time with car lot stuff, with the customers and all that. Plenty of excuses to fill a truck up with. So thank y'all for watching. We'll see you in the next video.